Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, welcome everybody. How you doing? Nice to see you all here this morning. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your buddy, Uncle Bruce. Probably the only friend you got out on Wall Street, and I'm not even on Wall Street because there are no friends on Wall Street. We're at where we got here. Wednesday, December the 7th, 2022 is today's date. Uh, we're here following the markets in plain English, and we here at this channel try to talk about how to write stock options on your stocks that you already own to bring cash in to your account where no one else is going to bring cash into your account. If you're just going to hold stock, buy stock and hold it, you're going to get your butt handed to you. We're in a bear market. I don't know if you heard. We had a rally in the bear market in June. We had another one in August. Those are over. We're going down again. I don't know how bad today will be. We've had 2 negative days, nothing incredibly bad. We lost 400 points a couple days ago, 300 something yesterday. Those are down days for the Dow, but those aren't crushingly bad down days. This market is at 33,539. I mean, losing 300 points, it's a nothing burger. We have not yet had a serious sell-off on this market, and I'm expecting one because all the news coming out from all over the place keeps adding up to disappointing earnings results for stocks for this next year and longer. The talk about inflation, the talk about interest rates, the talk about the economic slowdown, the talk about China problems, it just goes on and on and on and on. We do not have a consistent set of detailed financial indicators that tells me, or really anyone, that we're going to have a rip-roaring market and a rip-roaring economy in the next year or two. It's just not happening. There was a lot of speculation there would be a much better economy once the COVID thing backed off. Thinking was that people weren't going to be at home, they're going to be out and about again, and that's going to really, spur things on. What those folks didn't take into account was the fact that people who were working from home, forced to work from home for the first time ever, a lot of those folks liked it. They found out that this isn't so bad. I can just pick up my cell phone and I can text, or I can go to the website of my local, food.com delivery service, and I can have a pizza delivered to my house. And it's charged to my, credit card, and I can put a $1 tip on there, or give the delivery person a buck or two or something. I don't have to even touch the person. I don't have to even see them. I mean, they can just leave the food on outside my door in my apartment building and just knock on the door. And then, a second or two later, I open up and the person's gone and there's my food. This became kind of convenient for a lot of people, especially people who are really busy, who were busy at work in the past in their office meetings all the time. Now they're just busy on Zoom calls, and they can choose whether or not the camera is on or not when they're in those Zoom calls. So if they're chomping on a Dorito or a taco or a slice of pizza, no one has to see that. And if they don't want to be seen today because they're having a bad hair day, or they just felt like wearing PJs all day long, well, then that's just the way they're going to operate. This changed everything. The other thing that people got wrong, and when I say people, I don't mean like every single person in the world. I'm talking about the prognosticators, the experts that are supposed to be able to tell you and me what the economy is going to be like. The same people that said a year ago that today the federal, the 10-year Treasury note, the 10-year Treasury, they predicted a year ago that today the Treasury note would be 0.68%. And it's 3.5%. And they predicted inflation would be today 2.8%, and it's 8 something percent. Those guys, girls, people, organizations, these folks said that the COVID thing, once we stop paying people to do nothing, you remember those one-liners that you heard about? We were paying people to do nothing. Once we stop that, this economy will really come around. Guess what happened? The opposite happened. And why is that? Well, if you give people money to do nothing, if you classify it as that, you're lumping into this, of course, everyone on Social Security, people are being paid to do nothing. They're all getting 8.6% raises this year, by the way, so they're going to keep the economy chugging from their end. But all the others who got money to do nothing, like, for example, the child minimum payment per child program that took kids out of poverty, unbelievably made a difference to households across the United States. There were millions of families who were receiving, I think it was 300 a month per child for a year or something like that. And some families, two, three, four kids. This was serious money that came in the door. This was a very stimulative program for the US economy. Even though people weren't, quote, flying to Disneyland, they were staying at home and they were teaching their children at home because the schools were closed and they couldn't take the kids to swimming lessons because the pools were closed. Moms and dads were able to, keep the kids busy at home. What else are you going to do? And they were able to pay off debts and bills. This was positive for the US economy. That ended. That program's dead now. The Republicans they're saying, you have to shoot me to promote that thing. I'm not going to give that up. I'm not going to give that away again. There's no way children deserve money from the federal government. Democrats would love to reinstate this. They're going to have to bury it in a bill that the Republicans want. It's the only way to get it through. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. There were people paid, quote, not to go to work in Canada. In Canada, couples were given $2,000 each person. If you were working or not, you were given $2,000 a month from the government of Canada to stay home. And then there were payments up for children, and there were payments for seniors. And the government of Canada, really pulled the debt levers to look after their population. There's a reason why Trudeau keeps getting re-elected. He might be a minority prime minister, but he keeps getting re-elected because there's a certain percentage of the Canadian population, more than half, that know that if they vote him out, the alternative is real ugly. It's going to be the conservative side where there will be no handouts. And so you either support the Liberals, which support you, or you have economic issues. Anyway, during the COVID years, Canadians were hauling in dollars. And Canadians were working from home, and Canadians are a very crafty bunch. We survive in 30 below temperatures every year. You got to be kind of crafty to be able to survive that kind of weather. Whether it's in a city or a small town or on a farm, it doesn't matter. You really have got to have your act together. Otherwise, you die. And in Canada, we have a long life expectancy because we're crafty. Well, Canadians are very crafty and very entrepreneurial and survived the entire episode quite nicely. That was okay. The Canadian economy did relatively all right. Certainly, there were a very few instances of foreclosures of housing because if dad got 2,000 a month, mom got 2,000 a month, the kids got 1,000 each. Family of five grand was coming in. Now that paid the mortgage, that paid the heating bill, that paid utilities. Utilities could also be delayed, and you wouldn't be cut off from the utility company because it was illegal to do that. Healthcare, of course, is generally provided in the country, depending on what it is you need. And so the country kept ticking away. So the thinking was, hey, once we stop handing out this money for nothing, the economy will really pick up. And now we've done that. We've stopped handing out money for nothing, more or less. The economy's faltering. Why is the economy faltering? Because the money isn't coming in anymore. The money now has to come in from earning it. And there are people out there who can't go and work because they're still looking after loved ones and others who are ill for lingering effects of the illness. There have been a lot of people who will never come back to the workforce. Why? They died. Oh yeah, that's right. People died during this time frame, more than usual. And they're never coming back. There's a lot of organizations out there who've lost a lot of employees. and they're not coming back, which means all the experience that those employees had has also gone away forever. And there are corporations out there that are slunking along right now with 80% workforce, 60% workforce, and there are help wanted signs all over the place for talent, talent that isn't available and doesn't exist at this point in time. And so you have people from internally being moved up the ladder to take on more responsibilities. You have a lot of folks who are saying, I'm happy to keep working for you, corporation, whatever, but I'm not interested in going back to the office. I'm interested in staying here with my children. I don't have daycare anymore. I don't pay 2,000 a month daycare, 500 a week, whatever the number is. I don't pay that anymore. I now have my own daycare. Between my husband and I, who also works from home, we now take care of our family. Number one priority is the unit. And we're closer now than we've ever been. And this is working for us. And we're not going to let work get in the middle of it. Amazing attitude change from a lot of Americans and Canadians. I mean, huge attitude change. It is a shocker to the bosses because the bosses had it going on for decades. They had the threat of laying you off or letting you go if you didn't buy into the program here. We don't buy into the program here anymore, is the attitude of all the employees, most of employees. And the bosses are going, there's nothing we can do to scare them in here. We're short talent. We need the talent we got. And these people are putting up barriers about even coming back here. I couldn't be happier for these people who are able to do this. The economy is not recovering like the people thought it would. It's better here and there. Yeah, the airlines are busier. Sure. Yeah. People are traveling again. Yeah. People are taking cruises again. Yep. And many people coming home from holidays are not feeling well. After a little while, they just don't feel too good. And they're finding out that they have COVID because COVID didn't go away. Why? How is a virus going to go away just because the economy is going to get better? If you're going to stop giving people money for nothing, how do you think the virus just disappears now? What's happened with the virus is quite simple. Governments have decided in North America and in Europe, I guess, we're just going to live with it. We're going to live with the virus. Because the initial shock of that cruise ship in Tokyo 2 years ago, that had those what was called the Diamond Princess cruise ship, with those poor passengers stuck on board that damn thing, and they couldn't get off, and they had to stay on it with all the people who had the virus, which meant more people would catch the virus and die from the virus. Those days are over. We've decided to let the chips fall where they may. And if you go out there and you catch a virus that is invisible to the naked eye, you can't smell it, you can't taste it, and you become ill, well, you become ill. It's a cold. We're calling it a bad flu now. That's really what's going on here. Governments have backed off in the West and said, hey, we can't control these cats. It's like trying to herd cats. You can't herd cats forever. So let them out and let them infect each other and let the herd sort out who lives and dies, because we've had the initial shock to the system where the vulnerable and senior citizens in senior homes perished. Many died needlessly from this virus. And the doubters were the doubters and, all that other stuff. But, there were a lot of funerals in 2020 and 21. And the governments are now saying, we're used to it. We're just used to it. And so if we hear that there's 30,000 people who have the virus right now, we generally don't give a crap anymore. We just go, oh yeah, well, 30,000 people have it and 350 million don't. So what the hey? That's the attitude now. China now wants to join the party. China is slowly but surely throwing in the towel into their zero COVID situation over there. They thought they could defeat the virus by restricting movement of their people to draconian degrees, and it didn't work. As powerful and as repressive as the Chinese government is, and the police forces and the secret police and everything else, they couldn't stop a virus. A virus even knocked China off its map. And the thing is, China has really paid a price economically for the virus. I mean, they have really paid a price. Their economy is getting the crap kicked out of it at every level. And the supply chain problems that the rest of the planet is enjoying because of China's nightmare, we are paying another economic price for that. We could never have changed the Chinese leadership's attitude towards the virus, even though they started it. I mean, it started in China and spread around the world. One of the greatest exports China's ever given the rest of the West, the rest of the outside world, is the damn virus. The world has paid a terrible price because of Chinese ineptness and this secrecy thing, and we can't get to the bottom of where this virus really came from because they won't allow us to put inspectors in there. Thanks, China. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And now we have China in economic turmoil, and this is not about to end. The Chinese economic fallout will continue for another year at least. They've got internal problems that you and I haven't even got a clue about. We're hearing bits and pieces. You could put a few pieces of evidence together and go, well, if that's happening, then this must be happening, because that wouldn't happen unless this happened first. And by dissecting all the different issues in China, we begin to understand out here in the Western world, they got themselves a world of crap going on over there. It's bad. There's about to be a serious wave of deaths coming through the Chinese society. I am sorry to report that there are going to be high numbers of Chinese dying this year and next year from the ineptness of their leaders. Their virus, the viruses that they have, the vaccines. Apparently, the Chinese vaccine is barely 55% effective. It's a very low effective vaccine, and most seniors don't want it. They don't trust it or don't believe in it or whatever, because their thinking is that they're buying into the China solution. And the China solution is one person tests positive in your town, the whole town is locked down. And the seniors are figuring that's the best way to solve this. We should all be just locked down. And that way the virus can't spread. Wrong. The virus does spread, and it goes all over the place. It is invisible. It is unstoppable, and more people get infected with it. The Chinese government is now openly talking and communicating that they're going to ease restrictions for the virus. Well, we'll see how this plays out. But again, that alone will infect millions of Chinese with it. Now it's going to become the herd thing. The herd is going to get it, and the weakest of the herd will pass away, and the strongest of the herd will survive, and we move on. And that's what we've done in North America. That's what we've done in Europe, and everywhere else. The rest of the world is already playing this game. We're playing they just got to take our chances, because the hope is now that the variants of these viruses it's like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. We're hoping that the kind of virus that's around now is so benign, it's just a bad cold and a flu, and it's not going to do us in. Unfortunately, people are still dying of the virus, and now we're about to have 1.3 billion people exposed to it. India has already paid a huge price. Pakistan has paid a huge price. Iran has been eviscerated by deaths of people from the virus. And other countries, I'm just mentioning them because they're heavily populated, but many other countries have paid a price. Africa yet hasn't even been hit to any great degree. That's another breeding ground yet to come. This thing is going to be with us for decades, this virus, decades, probably the rest of most of our lives, certainly the rest of my life. It's not going away. There's no way. It's embedded in the human race now, and we're going to have to live with this thing longer than most of us will be around. Because viruses can do that. Viruses, they just kind of reinvent themselves and keep going. It's incredible. In any event, that is what's happening there. We're seeing numbers coming out of various companies, and we're hearing announcements out of various companies that are not good. Apple right now, more bad news. Constant bad news on Apple, production issues, supply chain problems. We're being prepped for bad news economically from Apple in the next couple of quarters or longer. The stock's down 126 this morning, nothing serious. We're at 141.65, but this stock was 150 last week, now down $8.50 in less than a week, and we're going to go lower, I think. GameStop today comes out with earnings tonight. GameStop will come out with their third quarter earnings tonight, and I can't find any good news. I can't tell you where good news could possibly come from on the GameStop front. The only news I can tell you about are rumors and unofficial sources that are talking about people getting laid off from GameStop, and making note of that, announcing the fact that they've been let go in LinkedIn messaging apps and stuff, and pages. We've heard, and it was indicated to us months ago that 600 people would be let go at GameStop during the year. I was under the impression that that was done already. Now I'm hearing layoffs being announced now. Has that been upgraded? Has that been modified? No one is talking about it. Earnings come out tonight. Will they speak about layoffs, or are they just going to say, in our continuing objective to reduce operating costs, we're adjusting our head count? I mean, they'll make it as generic as possible without telling us any details, I'm assuming. And we'll be left to guess ourselves just what's going on. The stock, 23.75 at the moment this morning. It's up 37 cents, but on 61,000 shares, there's nothing happening here. We've lost about $4 a share in 2 trading sessions, and we could be lower again today. On the other hand, we could be a break even today. We might be one of those. We don't change at all today until tonight's earnings right after the bell. And after the bell, then we'll trade on the aftermarket how we feel about what they're saying or not saying, or what we think they're saying or not saying, how the financials came in or how they're not coming in. I just am not, I'm 90% sure that it's not going to be good news. I'm also guessing 90% sure we could be lower on the stock in the next few days, because I just don't see great news to want to run it. Unless Ryan Cohen is going to announce that he's buying up another 5% of the company for his own personal holdings, and he runs the stock himself, but that's not going to last long. That's another. We've seen this movie before. We've seen this show. I don't think that's going to happen either. So, we'll see what's going on. That's GameStop. Tesla. Problem in Tesla land. Tesla has issues with regards to production in China. Apparently, they're going to cut back production in China by as much as 20%. The rumor has it. There's what they call a demand issue going on right now. The demand issue is multi-faceted. In China itself, there were government incentives to buy an electric car. Those have expired apparently, or those are running out, and the number of vehicles that are qualified for this have been exceeded, or whatever it is. So the program is ending. That's not helping. And then there's the European problem, possible recession, let a lower demand. In America, the problem is that starting in January, the U.S. government will be offering tax incentives for 2023, 2024, for people who buy electric vehicles. Now, depending on where the vehicle is made and what percentage of the vehicle is made in America and blah, 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 the percentage that you can get as a tax refund, the so-called federal tax credit, is dependent on a lot of factors. The Tesla numbers should be released sometime in January, and everyone else's numbers. And what Tesla's finding out is that a lot of people are canceling their advance orders for Tesla vehicles. They're going, I'm going to wait. I'm going to cancel my order, and I'm going to reorder my car when I know what kind of tax incentive I'm getting? Why wouldn't you do that? It's December the 7th. Why wouldn't you wait until January the 7th? Find out if you are qualified for up to a $7,500 tax credit on a Tesla, and then order it then. In the meantime, Tesla's going, we got to move these cars. We got cars coming off the line here in Alameda, California, now in Austin, Texas. We got cars coming out of Berlin. We got cars coming to Shanghai. We got Ys, 3s, S's, X's. We're going to offer a $3,750 cash discount right now on any Model 3 or any Model Y if you take delivery by the end of this year in the next 3 weeks. And that's on right now. That's never been done before by Tesla. They don't do cash discounts. And so now that's happening with cancellations and with uncertainty. Not a good thing. Guess what Tesla stock's doing? It's down this morning. It's at 175.66, down 416 a share, and it might go under 170 today. So we'll watch for that. Like I say, there are demand issues that are now becoming an issue. Okay, well, we'll follow that. Are you having fun yet, kids? If you're an option writer, you really don't have anything to really worry about. If you're an option writer, you're the kind of individual that's sitting back with your arms folded going, well, this isn't so bad really for me, is it? There's uncertainty in the market, and I've got options written on my GameStop, and I've got options written on Tesla, and I have options written on Apple, and I write options on other stock. What am I worried about? I'm looking at the pre-market here with Apple down 136. Let me refresh this, double check this accuracy here. Apple now down $1.33. Goldman is up 8 cents this morning, was down $8 yesterday. Cisco down 3 cents. Tesla down 4.31. ARC Innovations down 18 cents. Microsoft down $1.20. Pfizer down a dime. HBQ down another 23 cents to 28.08. You're kind of looking at this going, yeah, hey, Google's down 41 cents. Amazon's only up 15. These options I wrote several weeks ago, a month ago, where I took big fat premiums by writing calls for December 16, January 20, and February. These are working out for me. I brought in $5, $6, $7 a contract, and they're down to the 4s, the 3s, and the 2s. And in some cases, we've already seen examples here on this channel. People have said, I wrote this contract at $4.20. I just bought them back at 85 cents. Bruce, I love you. That's what's going on. And folks are finding out that once you break this $1.25, $1 level and lower, with a week and a half, 2 weeks to go, it's time to look at rollovers. And there are people who are buying back 81-cent contracts and writing 350 contracts, 450 contracts, fresh additional cash coming into their accounts right now with a new strike price, new expiry date. It might be the same strike price, but it's a longer expiry date. They are selling time for money because time is money, and they are figuring that out bigly, and folks are adding a bunch of cash to their accounts. And guess what they're doing with the money? A number of the folks on this channel have figured out, I'm just going to buy more deep in the money calls, and I'll write more calls. And we had a viewer yesterday say, I just got a 20% pay raise. I used to have 5 covered calls or deep in the money calls. Now I have 6 deep in the money calls. I write 6 calls at a time instead of 5 at a time. That's 20% more money to me every time I write a bunch of calls. My boss hasn't offered me a 20% pay raise to stick around. I'm lucky if I can get 4% out of that moron. Folks around here have figured out that if every few months or so you can add another deep in the money call or 2 or 3 to your portfolio and write additional calls, it screams at them that your days of working for someone else might be limited. You may well be able to walk away from that crappy day job you've been stuck in for years and years and years, and you can be self-employed being an option writer because you're writing enough options in volume to generate more than enough revenue into your account every month where you're sitting back going, I'm bringing in 8,000. I'm paying 3,000 to buy them back. I keep 5,000. What am I working for here? My job can't compete with this. I'll do both for a while, but only until I buy enough deep in the money calls to write 50% more than I'm writing. So I'll bring in 15 a month and pay 5 to get it back and keep 10. When I get to that level, I can do two things. I can live comfortably and still buy more deep in the money calls and keep adding to that portfolio. And I will get to the goal that Uncle Bruce has set for us, which is 30,000 a month coming in the front door. That's what we're talking about here. That's 1,000 a day. That's the difference. That's where you don't look at a day job. You just can't even be bothered to look at a day job, because where are you going to find a day job paying you 30,000 a month? Good luck. I know some of you are that good, but the majority of you folks aren't getting that kind of an offer. Even though you deserve it, you're never going to get that kind of. You'll be lucky to get an offer for 5 a month, 6 a month, and then all kinds of shenanigans from the employer for your time and your dedication and your non-compete clauses and on-call 24/7 and crap. You're not going to play that game. You're going to go and say to yourself, wait a minute, hanging out with Uncle Bruce and these guys over here, these phenomenal people here that chat here all the time, taking Uncle Bruce's classes. There's now 14 of them. I'm watching one a week. That's like a university class for me in plain English. Learning how to write options and doing what I'm doing in the options market and getting more and more comfortable with this. Why would I ever go work for these guys or anyone? You got to be out of your mind. I love the fact that I'm only on the job, quote unquote, Monday to Friday. I choose whether to watch the market during market hours actively or casually. I choose whether to take the market with me on a walk with my dog or a bike ride or whatever I'm doing. I choose who I hang out with during the day on Bruce's channel or with friends. I choose for my wife and myself, my husband and myself, my family and myself, whether we go for a trip or not. And we take the market with us. And one of these, I choose everything. No one tells me what I do. I decide what we're going to do. We, my wife and I together, we decide what we're going to do. And we've decided that for 2023, we want to be in Europe from May until October. And we're going to see a lot of Europe, not 2 weeks in Paris or 1 week in Paris, 1 week in London, and run. No. We're going to rent Airbnbs for 1 month here, 1 month there. We're going to do the Spain thing, the Italy thing, the France thing, the Germany thing, the Switzerland thing, whatever. Your bikers, your river cruisers, your hikers, your art lovers, wine tasters. What is it you've always wanted to do with your life? And can you be awake during market hours? The market opens at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time, I think it is. Are you awake in the afternoon when the market opens up in Europe? I think you are. Are you still awake around, was it 8 at night, 9 at night when the market closes? I think you are. Markets are very conveniently timed in North America for option writing. For our European friends, maybe that might work for you. Others of you are going to say, Bruce, we have always wanted to go to Australia, New Zealand. We're taking 6 months, man. We're doing 3 months New Zealand, 3 months Australia. We're out of here. We are gonzo. And yeah, we will still be active in the market because we have the phone. We have our phone with us. We have internet. We can always stay on top of our option trades. The world has changed completely in the last 3 years, and this is one of them right here with this channel. And you phenomenal people here writing options on your accounts, they're just handing you the money. There are desperados on that option floor, millions of them, like tens of millions of option gamblers who are more than happy to buy your contracts from you if you would only offer them for sale. Congratulations to you all. Welcome to the party, pal. This party is a fun party to be part of, I'll tell you. Mm-mm. Very good. You're going to start hearing other talks soon, very soon, pardon me. You're going to hear other talk shortly about certain employees in the workforce that might be organized, they might be part of a union or not, who are able to and have been successful in getting raises to combat inflation. But you're also going to hear the other side of it. And this is what I wanted to mention. You're going to start to hear a lot of stories about employees out there who are being given ultimatums by bosses. If the economic slowdown is deep enough across enough of the country and across enough of the of various industries, bosses will be quick to turn the table on the employees and put the screws to them because they have long memories as well as the employees. And there may well be vindictive people out there who are going to really turn the screws on employees. And they'll basically say, you either take a 4% pay raise or walk out the door because we're going to let 10% of the folks around here go. We might turn around and decide to do consulting work, or we're going to, if we can't make this division work, we're just going to unload this division and not do that any longer as part of our corporation. There's going to be a lot of organizational changes coming up. But don't be fooled as employees right now, unless the United States government and the Canadian government and other governments all of a sudden make an about face instantly and decide we're going to allow immigrants into our countries to help alleviate the labor shortage. Unless you see that, the labor shortage will continue to exist. But there may be certain instances where you're going to see and notice a battle royale, and it's certainly going to be between governments and government employees. That's going to be the one area that I think is unavoidable. Taxpayers don't want to pay more taxes, but they want the services, but they don't want to pay for them. And that is why you see all the time these stories about underpaid teachers, aides, healthcare workers, other staffs, government employees. A lot of government employees are very underpaid, in depending on what their job is. Some are way overpaid for what they do. We know who those are. You probably know, but there are many millions who are powerless against the big machine, and they just can't get a fair shake. And we may hear more of that, which means that it's possible that a number of people who have already left positions that are underpaid and underfulfilled, this continues. So you may well find that a lot of people out there will admit that, I graduated university and I walked out of school with 150 grand worth of student debts. And I met my partner, and the two of us combined owe 250 grand, 300 grand in debts to the school and education. And the jobs we ended up getting were so crappily paying that we found that we couldn't afford to work in the career that we trained for. And so we've gone elsewhere and looked around. And thankfully, because of the help wanted signs everywhere, it's actually relatively easy to find another crappy paying job. That's the good news about the scenario when there are not enough workers. So for some folks who are leaving career positions behind that pay garbage money, they're finding better money than that for a job that doesn't even require a high school degree. And these folks, with their talents and the ability to spell, walk, and chew gum at the same time, these are folks in the private sector that will be quickly elevated to much better positions, and they'll find themselves earning double what they used to earn. And two people earning double what they used to earn versus just one makes a hell of a difference in the quality of life. And that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, those two who've left the positions they were in, those folks back there are now scrambling for two more people to take crap money that need degrees, and there's a lack of those folks behind coming. There's a lack of those kinds of folks coming because why would you enter a field to automatically be in the lowest income bracket in your field for years and not able to pay your debts? Why would you do that? And so there's a lot of that going on. In the meantime, there is a lot of debate going on in Washington right now and other capitals around the world about the idea of easing up on the immigration front to bring in qualified immigrants that can do quality work, that can take middle management positions and higher. We don't need a zillion dishwashers and janitors in Canada or the United States or the UK. What these countries need are middle managers and upper managers with brains, engineering, software development, IT skills, doctors, medical people. That's what we're looking for. Now, in Canada, I will admit this country has definitely been much more aggressive in attempting to attract that type of talent, and it's working. It is working, but it's a 10 to 15-year program before you really can point back and say, back in 2009 when they did that, by 2019 it paid off. The problem in places like the United States and other countries where you have elections all the time, you don't get that kind of time to get results. You have a 2-year election cycle. Show me 20 years of progress in 24 months with all kinds of stalling in the meantime. Otherwise, I vote you out and we'll bring in somebody else with the same plan, but I believe them more I believe you. Presidents getting elected for 4 years and only able to stay for 8. You have a scenario where a president comes in with a 30-year plan. That individual isn't going to be around in office to see the completion of the plan. And now the question is, the next person coming in, will they continue that program or scrap it? That's the problem with, unfortunately, North America. In some ways, countries with dictators and with leaders that never leave, they can institute a 30-year plan. The problem usually is, though, that some of these plans are so one-sided for the upper echelon of the country that the population at large doesn't benefit, will never benefit. And, it doesn't work out. In any event, such is the world in which we live in. Thank you for being here today. Couple of things for you. Now that we're here, Jen and I are here, going forward, starting next week, things get interesting around here because, of course, Jen is now gearing up for treatment for her hip. So my schedule may or may not be as consistent as I'd like for a while. You'll have to forgive me for that. We'll keep you posted as best we can on what's going on. I can say that this Sunday, I do have some openings for one-on-ones. I think one is gone. 1 or 2 are still available. So if any of you would like a one-on-one with me, get a hold of me through my email, bruceforman@hotmail.com, and let me know, hey, I'd like to have a one-on-one with you. When can we get together? I'll slot you in. Next week, Sunday, we should be open unless something comes up. It might well be that down the road, I will book people in for a Sunday and then have to cancel because of, hospitalization scenario, whatever with Jen. But that is, that will just wing when we know. I'll deal with it when I can, but I'll do the best in the meantime. But this Sunday, we're all right. So if you want a one-on-one, let me know. All right. If any of you want to do a gift to somebody else, if any of you want to make a gift of a one-on-one, or you want to gift somebody a class, 2 classes or more, whatever, 3, 4, 5, send me a private email. Let me know what you want to do, and I'll get you set up so that you can make a donation to my PayPal account for whatever it is you want to do, and then I will forward on to the lucky recipient whatever it is you're gifting. So we can arrange that. All right. I just want to mention that again. This is the 7th of December, and some of you may or may not have someone in mind that you want to give them a couple classes and say, I keep talking to you about options. Here's class number 1 and number 2. Why don't you watch this? You get the first 2 on me. After that, it's up to you, whether you want to continue this or not, whatever you think. I just want to mention that today. Thank you, all of you who are subscribing to this channel. You stumble across this channel. I don't know how you do it. You get notified by YouTube to watch this homeless, bald Canadian guy sitting in a little room somewhere. He says he's in Palm Desert, California now. Thank you. If you find the show interesting, hit the thumbs up button. And if you enjoy it, please subscribe. Perhaps if you would like to become a regular discusser of what's going on here, especially during market hours, come on over here and you can leave comments. But during market hours, we restrict this to members only. As a matter of fact, I'm actually heading there right now. We only offer this commentary to members of the channel, whether you're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member or a Gold Bagel member, one of the top levels of this channel. Love you all for it. The folks who are members of this channel are actually responsible for this channel to be on the air. It's the only reason we're here is because of memberships. Without the memberships, I would not be here, because the advertising revenue that that we get from YouTube and the prime time or whatever thing we get is about $8 a day. So I do not make a living from any ads. You'll see ads when you start watching my channel. Maybe you skip it whenever you do. We get about $8 a day from YouTube for all that. This is not how this channel survives. It is surviving simply because of the memberships. The Gold Bagel members who are up here, they're our number one reason we exist, right? Those guys. And Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members. And if you're a member of the channel, either level, you can comment here on both of our daily shows. And if you're a Gold Bagel member, by the way, tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time, I will be live for my Wednesday night primetime show for Gold Bagel members only. And this is where a lot of you come in here and throw me questions about your options trades and what you're thinking of doing or what you have been doing. And should I do this or should I do that? We strategize and we hang out, and it's generally a pretty good time. And by doing it at 8 at night, the good news is that most people are home from work and they don't have to worry about the office getting in the way of the chats, but the markets are closed. And so it's a lot more relaxed, and we're not watching quotes and markets and breaking news. We can just go over where we're at, and it's a pretty good thing. So again, thank you, all of you who are members of this channel. I love you guys. Thank you. Those of you subscribing, thank you. And also, every single one of you out there who make the effort to throw a thumbs up our way, thank you. We have 119 right now going here. Thank you all for hitting the thumbs up button for us. We try to hit 200, at least 200 every day on the morning show. 80 needed to get there. Thank you all for those of you who just give me a thumbs up without me even ever having to mention it. I thank you so much. Let me know what number you are if you dare. Certainly, if you're a member, you can do so. We appreciate it. We have 238 people here now. We have 120 thumbs up. So if 80 of you can find that button and hit that thing, please do. And that'll give a little momentum to this channel in the YouTube universe, and more people can figure out what we're doing. Thank you all very, very much. Those are my announcements. Thank you guys for being here. Cameron makes a good point here. Cameron, hi, Pro Cam. How you doing there, pal? One of my lurkers. We can't hire civil engineers fast enough. All the old ones are retiring. And we're taking green ones right now out of school. We're taking these guys who are nothing. Talk about young. How about this little stat? Trading desks for the big investment bankers. We're talking about the trading desks that trade currencies, bonds, commodities, stocks, equities. ETF operators with trading desks, institutional investment houses, investment bankers, mutual funds, pension funds. These trading desk people are generally in the age bracket of 24 years of age. Many of them are in their mid 20s only, 24, 25, 26. And I mention that because what does it mean? It means that these people have less than 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience in the markets. They can't possibly understand what it was like to go through the economic meltdown of 07, 08, 09, the 2009 meltdown, the what we call the financial crisis. That is now 13 years ago. These people were 11. They have no concept of what it was like. 9/11 in 2001, they weren't even, they were barely born yet. They were 1, 2, 3 years of age. No concept. The 1987 meltdown of Wall Street, when we lost 22% of the value of our stocks in one trading session across the board. Wasn't 22% of one stock. I'm talking about the entire stock market down 22%. That was the down. That was in October of 1987. If these kids were born in 2000, the parents that gave birth to them in 2000, if they were 25, they were 12 in 1987. So even their parents have no idea what it was like in 1987 to lose that much value in one day. Anyone that's telling you that they're 25 and 30 years of age and they tell you how great a President Ronald Reagan was, they have no idea what they're talking about. They weren't alive during his presidency, and their parents were children during his presidency. You've got to keep that in mind about when you are reading and following news on the markets from wherever you're getting your information from. Folks, I can't emphasize enough. You want to understand what's happening in the economy and the market and what's going to happen. If your source of information is coming from people that weren't born from what they're trying to tell you about, or their parents were children at the time of what they're trying to tell you about, you are getting misinformed. You're getting third-hand knowledge, and boy, this is scary stuff. You take a look at these television networks today, and you take a look at a number of the people that are talking to you, the talking heads, we call them. If they're under 35 or 40 years of age, you're dealing with people who weren't around when things really happened. Inflation right now and interest rates right now. We haven't seen this since the 70s. This is 50 years ago. All right. So if you're watching a 45, 50-year-old presenter on television, and that's old on television, that person wasn't a child at that time. I hate the fact that I'm 67. I hate it. I just can't stand it. I feel great. I'm very healthy. I'm very lucky that way. But I hate the fact that I'm as old as I am. But the one advantage about being this decrepitly old is that I was around and conscious, and I was paying attention. I had to pay attention to inflation and interest rates. Even at age 15, 16, and 20, I had to, because my father was a retailer. He had his own retail store. The family's entire economic survival was on my father's guitar shop, music store. And we had to understand interest rates, inflation, demand, the supply chain issues. When a kid came in with a fistful of money and wanted to buy a Gibson guitar, we had to have it, and we had to get it quick if we didn't have it, so he wouldn't go somewhere else. We were scrambling, and we did, and we survived. because I watched my dad, pull out all stops to take care of these customers of his. If your grandfather was a factory worker or was not an entrepreneur like my dad was, then they would not have had the experience of, hands-on experience of this world. But to be fair, your parents were, parenting you, and they were your parents in the 60s and 70s. They dealt with the 60s and 70s and 80s nightmares of high inflation, high interest rates, mortgage rates out of this world. But the thing is, a lot of the traders right now on these trading desks, they only can relate to what they know, and they they have nowhere in their family to turn to talk about 18% mortgage rates. The only time they'll hear about it from someone who lived it is if they go to Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, or they go and visit grandma and grandpa. And 25-year-olds and grandparents, there's two kinds of relationships: very close and very distant. And there are unfortunately a lot of 25-year-olds out there who don't have a relationship with grandparents. It's very occasional. And unfortunately, grandparents also, let's be fair. If a grandparent's 75 today, and the trader's 25, the 75-year-old might be suffering from memory loss, dementia, health issues. It's life, isn't it? It's life. It's not fair. It's just passive time. They can't be as lucid and as detailed as they'd like to be, or could have been at one time. The 25-year-old has an attention span of a gnat, 8-second attention span, and you tell me what it was like, and better be entertaining, or I'm going to just gloss over. There's no way these 25-year-olds can get the handle on what it was like, unless they're watching me. But they're not watching me. We're opening here in a couple of minutes. These 25-year-olds are up to their neck in pressure. They got managers all over them saying, we got to trade, we got to trade. Make sure we don't lose money today and watch those options expiries. That's the world of a 25-year-old. You got to be fair to them too. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're put in positions. There are 25 and 28-year-olds who are now trading trillions of dollars of your money through pension funds and retirement funds and ETFs and everything else. They're trading trillions of dollars around the world, and they don't have time to go into the history lesson, unfortunately for them, which means they don't understand what's happening right now has happened before. They just don't know how it ends because they didn't watch the movie and they never read the book. So there you have it. Welcome, everybody, to the party. Great to have you here. We're getting ready to open this market up and start trading. Thank you, Mirko, for number 129 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. Let's get going. Dude is saying, Uncle Bruce, I had a stink bid in yesterday on my GameStop, so I have 5 contracts to write. So you got hit. Okay, so are you writing today into any strength or waiting until tomorrow? I'm thinking any pop at the money. Yeah, I would be looking at, writing right away as soon as possible. Let's see what the market does in the first 10, 20 minutes. But yeah, I would be looking at making a move. 23.39 was where we ended up last night. Let's see where we start today. We should be running right now. We should be open. And let's see what kind of premiums you can get, maybe writing 25s for January or something like that. Let's see what happens. Time to bring in some dough here. Larry, thanks for bringing in here, buddy. Hopefully you recovered from that funeral. It wasn't too much of a downer for you. Glad you're back with us. And thank you for being here, my friend. It's great to have you again. We are open. We're running. I take time to learn from history, says Blair. Made it in time for Larry's bell, says Wavy Gravy. Welcome, everybody. Vivash, Uncle Bruce, reminiscing. Okay, what's happening in the markets now, Uncle Bruce? Please. Olivia, laughing out loud. We're up and we're running. We're here. We're live and we're trading. Let's see what we're all about today. What does this market have in store for us here? Oh, my gosh. I've got a 48-point drop to start the Dow here. Nothing too serious yet. We're down 6 points on S&P. We're down 31 on NASDAQ. So we're just opening up. See what this market has got for us. GameStop is about the same, 23.43. 23.32. We're down 7. We're up 4. We're down 5. We're just down a little bit, at least at the beginning. ATIP is unchanged at 33 cents a share, but I don't know if we've had any volume yet. We'll keep an eye on that, as we always do. 34.6 now on ATIP, a little higher. Tesla down 357 to 176.25. SoFi at 428, down just 4 cents. Apple down 15. HPQ is at 27.84, down 47 cents. Keep an eye on opportunities with your contracts there. Amazon is up 4 cents. Home Depot down 167. Cisco down 24 to 48.35. We got Netflix down is up $1.40. Pfizer's up 23 cents to 49.94. IBM down 38 cents. Microsoft down 74. Vanik is down 127. Adobe down 238. Goldman is down 95. Google down 81. Boeing down 269. Moderna up 85 cents. Facebook, Meta Platforms down a nickel. 114.07 over there. ME down just 4 cents. Rocket Lab down a dime. Matterport is off 6 cents. SmartRent unchanged. Spire unchanged. Xterra down a penny. Early moments. We'll see how this market settles in here. GameStop now showing 23.20, down 19 cents. The low of the day now 23.13. The high of 23.56. So we're just kind of hanging around where we were. But another day is going by, and tonight earnings come out for GameStop. So we'll see how GameStop wants to how it's going to be rewarded, how those shares going to react. Terrifying to think my peers are handling trillions. There you go. Splair, when I would handle now $1 million, I would probably get a heart attack every week. But in 2 years, I think this will all look completely different. There you go. We got the Dow up now 12 points. S&P down 1 and almost about 2 now. S&P down 2. NASDAQ down 28. Oil is up 32 cents to 74.57. That's where we are at the moment. GameStop 23.26 down 13 cents. Tesla down $3. ATIP looks like it's unchanged. SoFi down 7 cents. 6 cents now, and Apple is 142.97, up just 6 cents a share. I expect Apple to go below 140 soon, not long from now, just because of the continued issues at Apple that are coming to the surface now. At least 6 million phones short of where they want to be. At $1,000 a pop, that is a ton of money, plus apps, plus iCare, and all the other services that 6 million phones also come with. And then there are other issues at Apple through the China problem. There's just all kinds of problems over there. I don't know how bad off Apple sales are in China, but if they're backing off there too, because again, you're locked up in your house for 2 weeks. If somebody down the street has COVID and you're locked up, you're going to start buying all kinds of Apple product right now? I don't think so. I think you're not going to buy anything other than food. If you're stuck in a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment on the 15th, 28th, 35th floor with family, and you're there for an undetermined amount of time, I don't think you're going to go out and buy a whole bunch of luxury items and Apple phones and Apple computers and watches. You're not going to buy any of that stuff. So is Apple getting hit in domestic China as well? Probably. Among others, Prada, Coach bags, Jimmy Choo shoes. I mean, anything to do with fashion and enjoyment of life. There are probably real difficulties in certain Chinese cities right now that are not being overcome. No matter how wealthy you are, if you're stuck at home, you're stuck at home. We'll see what happens. All right. David Scott. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I still have that stink bid in on my GameStop for May 2023, the 30s. for 355. The current bid is 360. Should I lower it? Yeah, I think you should lower it. I think you should go down to about 315, another 20, another 50 cents. I'd back off and just say, hey, I'm over here. You might be offering too much. 23.50 on the stock. We're up 11 cents. A $1 drop can happen at any time. Giving a few seconds to sort of a few minutes for the stock to find itself. I'd be at 315. Get over there and make the change and just see if it'll come to you down there, or 305. Yeah, no rush. Okay. Keep an eye on the options, the 29s and the 30s and the 31s. Just see how they're doing too. Are they also backing off? Make sure that you're not too high a bidder. So yeah, lower to be on the safe side. That'll cover you. So if you get a dip, a $1 dip and a recovery of 75 cents in like 5 minutes, you could well get hit at 305, 315, and then you'll be happy you scored them for another 50 cents. Okay. And then you'll look at your other side. You'll then take a look at which one am I going to write, and you'll target the next one. Right on, Dave. Awesome. Thank you. You bet. You bet, buddy. Way to go. Fantastic stuff. Another reason why you want to be a member of this channel is David Scott right there. You're learning how to write options. You're trying to figure it out. The markets are active. We're rolling. I'm here. I'll throw you my 2 bits worth of advice. Dave can be a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member. He could be a Gold Bagel member. And for $10 to $25 a month, he has the opportunity to ask me live while we're here what I think is going on. Invaluable. I mean, if he had, just think about this, if he has just one contract and he buys it for 50 cents less than before, that's $50 less. Well, that pays for 2 months of my gold level membership right there. I'm at right there. But if he has 10 of these, that's a $500 difference. That's more than a year of this. That pays for three classes and 2 months of that. I mean, he can do this for the rest of his life. I'd call that a fair trade.
Forever.
Like Jen says, forever. Don't mess with Jen. She's here. How are you?
That's
today?
A quote from a movie.
Is it?
Yes.
Forever.
That's your trivia question today. What movie is it?
I don't know. Forever.
No. Forever.
I don't know. I do know that Mr. Takagi won't be joining us for the rest of his life. He didn't want to give us the code. The code, please. He didn't want to give us the code.
But it's not going to do you any good. It changes statement.
Then you might as well give it to us. Why wouldn't you give it to us then?
I'm going to count to 4.
No, I'm going to count to 3.
Oh, is it only 3?
There will not be a 4.
There will not be.
There will not be a 4.
That's right.
Yes, the code is useless to you.
So we got some rain on the board today.
We're up 48 on the Dow. Maybe a little dead cat recovery. I don't know. We're now looks like it's 32 now.
Well, game maybe just
See. Yeah.
It's red again, but maybe it's anticipating the earnings today. Who knows?
Who knows?
I think the earnings will be.
I don't think they'll be great.
Well, I think they'll be okay in this climate.
I don't think for GameStop we're going to have good news.
No,
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, there's too many indications of trouble. But hey,
Trouble.
I would love the stock to go to $50 a share. I would love it because all of you will be so much richer if it did. And we'll talk rollovers all the way up and stuff. No problem. But sorry, I don't think that's in our cards. Nick is saying, Nick Morier got another day, another 100 ATIP. We're sitting at 33.2, up a tenth of a penny on the ATIP.
There you go.
The recovery is on. David Scott, I got to say, Gold Bagel is the way to go. The primetime shows on Wednesdays alone are worth it. There you are. Thank you, David.
There you go. That's today.
It's $15 more than
Today.
Regular membership, and you get the Gold Bagel show every Wednesday. You also get the trade alert every morning before this show starts. 24 additional features.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and you get to talk to
Bruce.
You get to talk to Professor live. If you're taking my classes, you get to talk to the prof live about what's going on. Like, look at this. I mean, how many profs like this have you seen in your lifetime at school? And they teach you the class and then they leave.
You're looking very serious.
Well, those are this is the pretend prof at school, you see. You don't get to ask this individual questions about the class or what's going
I like
on.
your trench coat.
You like that? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, huh? Yeah. Gotta say that's a pretty cool illustration of a prof. I'll tell you that. But I love walking around town like this, baby. This is what we're talking about right here. This is enjoying life to the fullest and not letting anything get in our way. This is what option writers look like from this channel. They are just loving life big time. Yeah, baby, there's the thumbs up right there. Yeah, you think that's Kramer? No, that's option writers. Oh, here comes the finger of death. Look out!
Coming for the hat.
Look out! Coming for the hat. Don't touch the hat. Oh my God! You want to know what Jen looks like? Here she is, right here. That's Jen and I out. We were out a lot too long ago. Of course, at 4'8" tall, I wear those titanium stilts, so she has to hang on to me. You notice how she's holding on to me there.
Well, and at 4'8", it's really hard for you to do you've got one of your, sky, what the heck do they call that? That thing with the blind on it in the roof, a sunlight sun thing up there.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Well, you're 4'8". How the heck are you supposed to reach that blind?
Well, I have extensions.
Is that
yeah. Here we were the other day.
A grabby stick, a pokey stick.
We were out the other day. We came across a Tesla, and we thought, why don't we pose in front of a Tesla near a bagel shop? And we superimposed the Bagels with Bruce logo in there, and another day in Palm Desert, California, and we're going out shopping. We're going to pick up some groceries at the local Albertson store, and then we're going to head to Costco and, have a slice of pizza or a hot dog or something like that. And Jen, she's not going to overheat in this desert heat. 64 degrees after all.
No, usually I'm a little more of a feminist than to show that much skin for absolutely no reason.
Oh, come on, honey. That's you got to keep the image up.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, look how happy I am. Look down the front of that dress. See how happy a guy I am.
Yeah, see.
Woohoo! I live with this. Look.
That's right.
I get to live with this.
That's
right. This is my house every day. Woohoo! What can I say? I do the best I can with what little I have. We're down 20 cents on GameStop. There you go. Little dip again, like I figured we might get. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel.
I'm wearing my financial feminist shirt.
You're wearing your financial feminist shirt.
Do you think I can show them the back?
I don't know
How high am I here?
I don't know. No. Well, there you there.
Can they see my back?
There it is. There it is. Financial. Sort of see it.
Feminist.
We saw half of it, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. Right on, Jen.
Come walking behind me,
Right.
Oh, give me your glasses.
Well, I've got this here. Glasses are a mess. They always get gunked up all the time. Don't you always get gunked up, and you're always doing this cleaning stuff?
Always.
I don't know.
So it's going to be.
Oh, what am I going to have today? Excuse me. What am I going to have today? Achoo. What? I can see everybody. I can see. Oh my gosh. You know what I should try today?
What should you try?
I was debating back and forth here.
There it is. You always have to have two.
At least two.
Yes, my brother-in-law does like 10. He's one of those sneezers where he just
yeah.
He's a machine gun. He just slams out 10 of them. So we just sit and count. We make bets on how far he can go.
Well, always good for fun times. When the TV's out,
hey, there you go.
Get, thank you, Brian, for number 147 thumbs up. Why don't we try a toasted bagel with I just don't think I can handle it. I'm gonna do the toasted bagel with scrambled egg and some ham maybe. So yeah, I was gonna go something else, but I don't want to go there. Yeah, I'm on the fly. I'm doing this on the fly here, trying to. Thank you, Auntie Jen, so much. Michael saying, hey, my Apple covered calls are looking pretty good already. Sold at 1306, these covered calls. They're currently in the eights. And Apple right now, 141.43 down to $1.48. Down they go again. We're down 10 points on the Dow. Michael is going to do very well with his Apple calls. No doubt about it. Michael H., the Sandlot, says David. Larry Titus, good morning, Jen. John Anderson, good morning, Jen. Michael, you're killing me, Smalls. JJ, Bank of Canada, rate announcement coming at 10 o'clock Eastern for us Canadians. Olivia, good morning, Jen. Sandlot quote, I think. Spire TV, Ugbers, I still have a $20 April 2023 call for GameStop. It dropped from $9.25 to now $6.50 bid and $7.50 ask. How about that? Do you think it's wise to buy it back and right, hopefully near 24 today, maybe for March 2023? What do you think? April $20 call on GameStop. Well, the stock's $22.86. It's down 46.50 cents right now. Your call is going to obviously back off more. It's obviously backing off right now because of the stock price, but obviously time is your friend. You don't have to do a thing. I would probably do nothing. I would do nothing right now. Because if we're going to have phenomenal news tonight on GameStop, the shares will go back to $24, $25. You don't have to do anything. If they are coming out with what we think they're going to say, which is not a lot of difference, we might be right here at $22 to $23. If the numbers are weaker or projections are not so great, or the street just doesn't like what they see, hear, feel, smell, taste, shares could be 20, 21 tomorrow. Your calls could be 450 tomorrow. They could be 650. They could be 750. But I don't think you're going back to 925. So you're a winner no matter what. You're in the money, 294 right now. 22.94 last trade. You're 294 in the money. That's all. Everything else is air time. It's just time. So I wouldn't move right now, but I would just sit tight. Let's see what happens today, tomorrow morning, and then we'll deal with it again. Yeah. Might be an interesting time. Olivia, I'm mobile. I'm late to reply. Mirko Carvana 447. Yeah, it's getting crushed. Gonzo Cruiser, what's the real benefit of buying ATIP now? What if they can't get it up to $1? They have 6 months to do something, by the way. The company was informed in November by the New York Stock Exchange that you are now in breach of the $1 level officially here at the New York Stock Exchange. They have until April of 2023 to resolve the issue. And I'm wondering if this tax loss selling thing is going to be let go. The company's just going to say, let them sell whatever they want to sell for a tax loss, blah, 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 blah. And once that's out of the way, let's see what we do next. Now, there could well be a number of investors out there who are ready to pounce on this stock at that moment. They're waiting it out, and they're going to pounce on this stock, catch the short traders short millions of shares, run this thing to $1.20 to $1.50, catch them where they have to buy up to $2 and buy back. That could be the big picture. I can't guarantee it. I can't tell you who it is. I don't know how, when, where. But if the tax loss selling season is the season they're waiting to kind of go by, and slowly acquisition of stock is being done by these exact people, they're buying up the stock, but they're not showing their hand that they're looking to buy up all of it. They were giving the illusion that it might stay down here. That could be the master plan. Round up these shorters. In other words, the shorters are in the field grazing, and the cowboys are putting up a fence all around them, but they don't see it. It's over the horizon, and the fence is going to get closed off, and then they're going to whoop up the herd, and there's nowhere for the herd to go but the slaughterhouse. I wonder if that's the case. 32.2 cents a share on ATIP is where we're at. Those of you with $5 averages, 4, 3, 2s, you can buy this stuff up for pennies a share, bring your average way down, get it under $1 a share, and let's see what happens. That's the way I would play it, but it's up to you to whether you want to believe it or not. Nick M, 148 thumbs up. Thank you. Sean and Wendy, God's amazing. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Coyote, hey, Prof. Cool word. Robert Benson, new member. Hey, Robert, how you doing, pal? I think Robert has renewed his subscription, and it's great to have you back here. Good to see you, pal. Thank you for bringing around. Chilling with Uncle Bruce member. Thank you, my friend. It's great to have you. We now have thumbs ups, 157. We need 43 more to get to 200. Hit the thumbs up button if you can for us. Love you. Laugh out loud. The smug look perfects it, says Olivia. Dude, I have to agree with David Scott. 2 months in, and I've raised the bar so much. Gold Bagel member is the only way to go. Way more value than other subscription that I have. Thank you, dude, for your kind words. Robert, I'm back, my friend. Really appreciate your sharing of knowledge and life experience. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Olivia, I love it. BW forever. That was from The Sandlot. Brian, great movie. Coyote, financial feminism leads to financial freedom. There you go. Coyote, glasses life. It is a struggle. I switched after wearing contacts only 13 to 25. Babish, Jen disapproves that, you know. Vivash, good morning, Jen. JR, Sandlot. JR, forever Sandlot. We'll tell her when she comes back here. JR, don't ask me how I know that. Splair, yeah, I mixed them up, but probably now it's again lower. Thanks for answering it so deeply. Coyote, SoFi is breaking my heart lately. Bobby, SoFi is in a tax lost harvest mode. That's where we're at. Well, SoFi's at 429, down 3 cents. Apple at 140.79, down 212. HBQ down 64 cents, 27.66. Tax loss selling there as well, I'm sure. Tesla 174.31, down 5.51. ATIP 31 cents on the nose, down 2 pennies. GameStop 22.83, down 56 cents. We are dropping yet again on the GameStop shares. Earnings come out after the bell tonight. 22.85 means we're 4 cents away from the low of the day right now. That is what's happening. We're down 72 on the Dow. We're off now 80 on the Dow. Make it. We are down 12 on S&P, and we're down 70 on NASDAQ. Apparently, the reigning American League MVP, Aaron Judge, resigns with the New York Yankees. U.S. third quarter workforce productivity not as weak as initially reported. A couple of headlines breaking out. See how that affects the markets. Oil is up 57 cents at the moment. There you go. Alex, I am number 159, Bruce, from London, the UK. Afternoon all. HBQ is coming my way. There you have it. He's been sitting and folding his arms and waiting. He had $27 calls written, he says. And the $27 calls are now only in the money 69 cents. They're falling and falling. We're down 62 on HBQ. And Alex is quickly getting into the profit mode on this trade by just crossing his arms and waiting it out. Coyote, truly a shocker on the Judge news. Shocker. A Splair, Friday will be a little donation incoming from my day trade portfolio. You keep it going there, Splair. Make money, make money, make money. I love it when you're making money. Way to go, buddy. It's really motivating for you and so many other newbies. It's fantastic. 83 point drop on the Dow. Make it 90 now. We're down 90 on the Dow Jones. 13.5 drop on S&P. NASDAQ down 78. NASDAQ's off 0.68 of a percentage point. 0.34 on S&P and 0.24 on the Dow. So the markets are a tad lower, but they were lower than this in the pre-market. Now they're reapproaching the area of pre-market sell-off. It's be interesting to see how this plays out. Yes, issues. $360 million deal for Aaron Judge. $40 million a year. 9-year deal for Aaron Judge, apparently. Well, congratulations. Hope it works out. Fabulous stuff. Let's see. What else is going on? Alex, let's go. Easy money. Susan shops about. Bruce, I'm your 164th thumbs up today. You only need 36 more to get to 200. Thank you, Susan, for helping us out. It's coming our way. Thank you all. We love it. Hope to break 200 and go beyond that. Thank you all for helping out this channel, giving it some momentum. Those of you watching on the rerun, I know you're throwing the thumbs up on them as well. I appreciate this so much. We need all the thumbs ups we can get for this channel. It'll help us get a little more exposure through YouTube. Convince the YouTube artificial intelligent computers to promote this channel to more market followers and see how it grows. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you all. We are just pounding away here, trying to see what this market is going to bring us today. It's wavering back and forth. It is what it is. We'll see where we end up here. Let's go over here. And yeah, we have a mostly lower open. It's putting U.S. stocks on track for a 5th straight daily decline. Well, we'll see if that happens. It's a long ways to the close. 174.86 on Tesla, off 478. The low of the day on Tesla, 173.92. So Tesla is under pressure there. Yeah, 1/10 of a percentage point drop in the Dow. It's not very serious. 2/3 of a point drop on NASDAQ, down 72 points. So not serious there either. That's not a catastrophic fallback or anything like that. Alex, oh my goodness, I've been out today. Just checked my account. Such shrinkage. Coyote, cannot fathom that money, but you also have to think, how much money does he bring into the team and sport every year from being such a drop? Yeah, the guy is obviously a billion-dollar asset, and they're paying him $300+ million or more. Constantine, number 169, my man, you are 31 away from 200 thumbs ups. Financial management, I locked in $4,000 in gains from my GameStop rights yesterday. My rewrites are already up another $1,400. I'm kind of sort of maybe just a little bit looking forward to a bad earnings report tonight. How about that? Constantine, wow, GameStop dropping like a rock. Options look so good. Sorry, I just got here. Coyote picked up some more Spire at $1.20. Franz, is it me or Atip is looking like a GameStop scenario except with a takeover scenario? I tell you, I just do not see ATIP sitting here. No, the book value is 75 something cents at least. It's a 31-cent stock right now. If you have any loose change lying around, pick up some of these shares, just buy them up, take them away, just take them off the market. That's what I'd recommend. Get your average way down. This is your chance to really drop your average. I mean, crater that average price, and just put it away and just put it over here and just wait. Just wait. They have until April to resolve the $1 a share problem. I think a solution is a buy wave that'll just run the shorters out of town and run it to $1.50, $2. That's one way, which allows you then to write 250 contracts for January 2024 for 30, 40, 50 cents each, more than what you're paying for this stock, and get all your dough out of it. I'm just doing that and offering it for 250. People are saying your movie is hang on. Yeah, Sandlot.
Yes, it is.
Forever. Yeah. They were all reacting to this. While you and I were yapping at each other, they were screaming, Sandlot. Good morning, Jen. You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Olivia, morning, Jen. Sandlot quote, I think. I'm on mobile. Late reply, says Olivia. She took a while to get there. Let's see, what was it here? Forever, that was from Sandlot, says BW. Brian says, great movie. Financial feminism leads to financial freedom, says Coyote.
That's right.
And
Can't be free
Vivash
if you
says,
don't have your money.
Jen disapproves that. I don't know what you were disapproving, but something. Vivash says, good morning. JR says, Sandlot. JR says, forever. JR says, don't ask me how I know that. Yeah, we got everybody got kicked in there while we were yapping at each other what was going on.
See, you can't slip anything past them.
You can't.
They know.
These folks know too much. They just know. There you go.
It's such a great.
Let's see here. What else is happening here? $40 million a year for Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge signed with the Yankees, $360 million.
Yes. Yes. For a few pennies.
Credit Saver says, good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. Looks like the sell-off continues, and I'm here for it. Uncle Bruce wrote some GameStops for January 23, and they're up 40%. Yes. And my Aprils are up 51%. So buy them back yet? What do I do? Alex, Uncle Bruce in general, if we are buying back calls this week, do you recommend another longer ride, say 2 to 3 months out? In general, yes. You replace with what you had with do it again. So if you can buy back your December 16s and now write January's and February's for more money, that's what you want to do. Yes, and yes, 22.78 on GameStop, down 61 centinos. We are getting earnings out tonight after the bell. The Dow's only off 34 points, and the low of the day is 22.59. So we are seeing even more shrinkage on your options. Look at Pulse Guitar. Uncle Bruce, obviously, I haven't got the stink bid class yet. GameStop, April 21st, 27 has a bid, 380, ask for 20. Should I get stupid with my stinky and offer like 280, good till cancel, limit order? You can do that, but I would do a 281 or a 285, not a nice round number like 280. Might be the way to do.
284,
yeah, well, a penny higher than a nice round number. Lame Duck, 171. Alex, good morning, Jen.
Good morning, Alex.
There we are. So interesting stuff. 22.75 on GameStop, ATIP at 31, Tesla 174.15 down 567, SoFi 426, Apple 141.07 down 184, HPQ down 59 to 27.72, Amazon down 40, Home Depot holding a 150 gain, Cisco down 35. Netflix up just a dime. Pfizer defying everybody. 50.48 up 76 cents. IBM down 88. Microsoft down 196. Vanik Vectors down 120. Adobe down 4. Goldman down 44. Google down 112. Boeing down $2. Moderna up 184. Meta, Facebook down 49 cents to 113.63. Karim, you got to be laughing. You got to be smiling out there. You better be smiling now. ME down 3, Rocket Lab down 7.5, Matterport down 5.5, Smart Rent up 4.5, Spire down 6, Xterra down 6, Royal Caribbean down 27 cents. There you go. That's it. Dow's up 0.16. GameStop down 60 cents. Jen, thank you so much.
So Calgary has a Chinook screaming in right now.
Oh.
One of the drivers phoned in to say they're on Crowfoot Trail going over the bow. Okay, you know where this is. So they're going south on Crowfoot, going over the bridge, over the bow.
Okay.
River. And when they entered the bridge, it was minus 12. And when they got off the bridge, it was minus 4.
8 Celsius.
In like 2 minutes. Yeah.
In that short distance.
2 minutes for them to get over the bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
And the bridges are
17 degrees difference in temperature from one side of the bridge to the other in Calgary at the Bow River.
Oh, wow. And as a property manager, this is when your buildings start to sweat.
It's true.
You get these rapid changes in temperature and humidity.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chinooks cause havoc, but
and migraines, especially
yeah.
when they're so fast like this, people's heads are going to pop off.
It's true.
Yeah. Pressure.
The overnight low was probably 0 Fahrenheit, at least maybe minus 10. It's going to be a high of 33 today.
Yeah, the gal on the radio when she went into work probably around 4 o'clock. It was minus 21.
Oh, Fahrenheit. Celsius.
Minus 21.
That's minus 10.
It's got to now be
minus 12.
Minus 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18 Fahrenheit right now. Let's go to Celsius temperatures. where we got that right here, Celsius, and Calgary right now is
Minus
minus 8.
Yeah.
And
I think
it's
that's
going
at
to
the
be
airport.
+1, so that'll be 34 Fahrenheit today, or roughly. Sunny at the moment. Looks like a
The
sunny
joy of
day.
Chinooks.
Big time Chinook change coming, and tomorrow's high will be -2, -1, -2 Friday, -5 on Saturday, Sunday back to -8 for the
Yeah,
high.
Chinook leaves.
Monday -9. They're going back down again. Poor Calgary. Unfortunately, we're not there, or fortunately,
I don't know how
we're not there.
like the trees and the animals, they're just used to it, I suppose. But
Yes,
I'm sure they suffer from the pressure change the same as people do.
Palm Desert is 9 Celsius right now, going to 20 today.
And the sun's up. It's lovely.
Pure sunshine out there, absolutely gorgeous. We're going to take it.
It's all good.
We're going to be +20 for the high for the next 5 days. Then we're going to go into a cooling stage. We're going to only be at +15 by next Wednesday.
Okay, Rugman, I'm out of here.
Go Rugman, you
Go
say?
Rugman!
Yes, okay. Thank you, Jen. Rock and roll, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. We got some ham and eggs here and a toasted bagel. The Dow's up 40, gyrating everywhere. $22.99 on GameStop. $22.99. Okay. Having your arms folded today is not a bad strategy. On the other hand, if you've got contracts that have shrunk out and are down to $1.20 that you wrote at $4 or $5, or you're under $1, you now can do a rollover. You can buy back your calls super cheap and now write $3, $4, $5 calls to replace them. Again, here we go. Constantine, this is a great time to buy January 2025 GameStop long calls to write poor man covered calls. Yeah. You get your hands on those $10 deep in the money calls. They're, 13, barely 13 in the money instead of 18 in the money. Yeah, this is when you want. The old surfer says that for ATIP, NASDAQ listing rules, during the 180-day grace period, the closing bid price of the shares need to be $1 per share or higher for at least 10 consecutive business days. If not, the company may not be eligible for an additional 180-day grace period if it applies to transfer the listings of the shares to the NASDAQ capital market. Alex, 1 degree Celsius here went negative in the UK at 3 p.m. Not jealous at all of you California folks. Pulse Guitar, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Stinky, good till canceled input at 281. Fun fact for Fidelity users, if contract is over $3, can only input orders in increments of 5 cents, round numbers. JR, Uncle Bruce, I'm sending a PayPal donation to buy a class for someone who has been very helpful to me. I'll give you the info on an email, but I do not wish this. I do not wish this person Merry but I do wish this person a Merry Christmas and good trading. I will take care of it, JR. I'll take care of you. Yeah, if you have anyone in mind that you'd like to give a class to, gift a class, then just do what JR is doing. You can make a PayPal donation to the link down below. Send me a private email. Tell me what you want me to do. I'll take care of it. But you have to do it through me directly, not the website. So you want to gift someone a class or 2 or 3 or 4, send me a message on PayPal. Send me a donation on PayPal and a message through my private email, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. The links are down below for those, and we'll take care of you. It might be the most lucrative gift you've ever given to anyone you know, or they have an opportunity to take this course. Here's a couple of classes for you. You're on your way. Future is in your hands. We shall see. Looks like the Dow's down 42 now. Our computer trading program kicked in, kicked out, down we go. 22.85 on GameStop, down we go again. I don't know, 32.2 on ATIP, down 0.8 of a penny. 174 on Tesla, almost $6 down again. A lot to watch, folks. Oil's up 33 cents a barrel right now. Okay. Let's see what happens with this market. The Dow off 52 now. I think we swung 100 points. I think we swung 100 points in 3 minutes. Now we're down 8. You tell me what's going on. Computer trading program going on? I think so. Shenanigans? No. Congress, there's nothing for you to see here. This is all regular Wall Street trading. There's no manipulation going on. There's nothing to see here, nothing to investigate. Just check out those GameStop people. They're the crooks. Yeah. We're down 77 on NASDAQ. We're down 27 on the Dow. Very entertaining. Low on GameStop, 22.59. We're at 22.93. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Does it pay to invent Under Armour clothing? Founder Kevin Plank, P-L-A-N-K, Kevin Plank. He lists his Park City penthouse for $21.5 million. Maybe it pays to invent clothing everybody wants to wear. Or a lot of people want to wear. Not everybody. Quite interesting. The Dow is now up 60 points. There's nothing to see here. There's no manipulation going on, you know. Looks like Bank of Canada raised its rate by 0.5 point. Kind of what they're thinking Americans are going to do. Okay. Interesting stuff, kids. Never a dull moment. Thank you all for popping through here. 0.5 percentage point in Canada. We have 175 thumbs ups. Thank you all for 175 already. We need 25 more to make 200 today. If you can hit that thumbs up button, please do. Help us out. Get us to 200 thumbs ups sooner rather than later. Thank you all. We're very appreciative of that. The Dow now is up just 25 points. Okay. Interest rates, the 10-year Treasury is down to 3.44. That is dropping. Currencies, the euro is higher, 0.5 penny. The pound is up 2/3 of a penny today. Now, let's see if I can pop this up here. Over on in Canada, the Canadian currency, See if I can get this to work properly here. Oh, I got to do that. I got to do that. I got to do that. I've got to do that. I have to do that. Okay, the Canadian currency is higher by about a quarter of a penny against the American dollar. Currencies. Canadian dollar is rising right now about a half a penny. As we speak, it is now 73.49, which is still very low, generally speaking. But yes, this is an improvement. But I'll tell you, the Canadian dollar was 2 cents better than it is now just last week. So the Canadian dollar has taken a dive of almost 3 cents and brought back 1 penny of that with this half-point increase. So this is a nothing burger for the Canadian dollar here. This is nothing phenomenally great at all. It is a weak move, having lost 3 cents just in the last few days. So, yeah. My guess is the Bank of Canada just didn't want to increase interest rates too much in Canada, but yet they had to do something. If the Bank of Canada had done a 0.75% raise, it might have drawn a little more interest in the dollar. A 1% raise would have definitely brought buying into the Canadian dollar. But I guess the Bank of Canada is quite happy with the Canadian dollar sitting at 73, 74 cents to the US dollar. Just, keeping Canadian exports cheaper that way, and yet still trying to fight inflation to a degree domestically. We'll see how this all plays out. All right. Thank you all for popping in. Hang around. All righty. Here we go. Bobby is saying, I'm buying a new poor man cover call at lunchtime today. Karen, I bought 100 more shares of HBQ for $27.92, so I can write 3 contracts now. I'm trying to build up my shares on GameStop too, so I can write more contracts each time. Right on. Spicy Android Ultraboost, would it be a good idea to sell calls for enough out to get at least $4 a contract on GameStop? I'll sell 5, then I use the premium to buy a poor man cover call. Good idea. Very good idea. Yes. Then write on that one and use that to buy the rest back later. Yes. A very good idea. Yes. That's what you do. Good stuff. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Nick is asking, Karen, have you thought about deep in the money calls on HBQ? I think in theory you have to have a margin account, and some viewers do and do not like to do that. But buying the stock is always a good way to go to write more calls. Always. $22.84 on GameStop. Yep. We're up 58 on the Dow. ATIP, 32.4 cents a share. Down 0.6 of a penny today. Okay. 22.88 on GameStop. Down 51. Okay. Rollo 88. I sold 3 puts for $24.50, $12.9, got $1.40 for each. Right. Untamed Viking used my profits from yesterday to pick up another GameStop. January 24, $10 for another poor man covered call. Now I have 12. Really started snowballing after about 5. It's really growing. Beautiful. BW. The chew factor has hit a level of 10. It's not that we can hear you eating. It's the fact that we hear you and Dolby sound right to make each tooth individual as you go. Sorry, I'm almost done. I'm trying. Oh boy. I'm almost finished. So close. Almost there. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. 22.72 on GameStop. Going down again. Going lower. Headline in Barron's: Blackstone Real Estate Fund faces high redemptions for several quarters, says analyst. Liquidating out. People are getting out. They need liquidity. That is telling. That is really telling. And it's not a good thing. I'm telling you, this is not a good thing. This is a symptom of what's going on the edges of the market, right out here. There are large investors. Generally, the investors that invest in these private funds are not mom and pops. They are larger investors and could well be heavily leveraged hedge fund operators. And these folks are putting in liquidation requests. They need cash, not assets, cash. This is interesting. Let the man enjoy his bagel. Okay, here we go. Bullish Chew, says Paul's Guitar. Karen, Nick, I have thought about poor man covered calls, but I like the idea of owning the shares on inexpensive stocks so I can write without worrying about a time limit on the long roll. And there is nothing wrong with this at all, Karen. This is absolutely a power position to be in, and I commend you for it. Not a problem at all. I know that in some cases here, like Coyote says, the stocks and expenses is better just to go with the stock, but a stock like GameStop, there can be big leverage difference. I agree with that too. For those of you who are dying to get away from the office, who are trying to raise cash to pay off a credit card bill or 2 or 3 or 4 or other obligations. You've got a car payment coming up. You've got a car repair you've been putting off that you need to get done. You need a couple of $1,000. You need dough for this or that or whatever. Picking up poor man covered calls in bulk and writing against them is the way to go because you're now leveraging up your income source. This is cash into your account from another source. And it's an investment, yes, but it's got to pay off immediately. And for those of you who want to get out from underneath an employer, being able to write 10 calls is one thing, but being able to write 20 might be the difference between quitting and staying. And I can't emphasize enough how important that number is. There's a point in time in your exact situation where you will come to, you'll realize this is the moment as soon as I can write this number or more of calls on my GameStop or on Apple or on Cisco or HBQ or whatever it is, there's a number. You know what the number is. You've done your homework. You know the number, and you're trying to get to that number as soon as possible. For some others of you out there, you never thought about it. It never occurred to you that with a little bit of reorganization of your assets, you could become self-employed immediately. You had no idea that this was even doable at age 40, 42, 46, 48, 53, whatever age you're at. Some of you are in your 20s and you're in a position to look at this. If you have a home that you bought 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you bought a house and it was 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, I don't know what it was. And you've had appreciation over a decade or 12 or 14 years, you might be in a position to be able to make a loan, an equity line of credit, easy peasy loan that, is online, just hit buttons and bring money in. You can bring in $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 of additional cash in your hands almost, within days. And you can take that capital and you can buy deep in the money calls on Apple or on GameStop or on any of these stocks that I've mentioned. I mean, I mentioned them a million times. You do your math and you go, okay, well, if I can bring in this much money, I can buy this many calls. I could buy 20 calls of this stock, 10 calls of that one, 15 of that one. Could diversify into 3 different companies, deep in the money calls on each one of them. And that would allow me to write so many contracts, and so many contracts. If I were to write January or February or March contracts out of the money for these kinds of premiums that the option chain is showing me, I can bring in X amount of dollars plus this many dollars plus that many dollars for the next 30, 60, 90 days. And I can then either roll them up, buy them back, roll into others, let them expire, whatever, against what I'm borrowing. The cost to borrow this money is so much interest, so much per month. That is a fact. I know that number. This number, the income coming in, plus what I'm writing now, that income coming in, I should be able to ballpark about so many dollars every 3 to 6 weeks coming in to the account, depending on how the market trades. That is what option writers with experience start to do. And a number of you out there had no idea 6 months ago, a year ago, this was even possible. There was nothing like this in any literature you have ever been given from your bankers, any loan advisors, any fund outfit. You were never going to get this information. And all of a sudden, you're now looking at this going, wait a minute, the interest I'm paying on this money is a deduction. I'm using this interest, this money, to invest. This is deductible. I'm pretty sure it is. I better get a hold of my tax professional. Now you talk to these people and you go, oh my God, the tax rate on what I'm going to generate here is a capital gain. There's all kinds of deductions for that. There's tax-free status on the first X amount of money. Then it's only 15%. I'm like, I can make more money net doing this than working my butt off over here and hating it. And it's killing me. Why am I not doing this? And they're, welcome to the party, pal. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why people have one-on-ones with yours truly. They sit down with me and go, is this true? I think this could happen. Am I right or am I dreaming, Bruce? Help me out here. I'll pay you $400 for an hour of your time. Please tell me what I think I see here. Because if you're right, if this is doable, I can bring in $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 every 30 days. I'm more than happy to have a one-on-one with you right now to help guide me on this. I'll go and talk to my tax advisor after I talk to you, and we'll figure it out. That's why people are taking my classes, going, I can't not take this guy's classes. I've got to make this investment into a future that is in my hands that can change my life dramatically. A year from now, How many of you are going to be option writers full time and you're going to be traveling the world at your leisure when you want to be? You will take flights to wherever you want to go when the flights are on sale rather than when you can get time off from your employer. It's the reverse. You're now going to become travelers when no one else is traveling. That means shoulder seasons at your leisure at half the price that anyone else is paying, if that's how you want to do it. You want to do bike riding in Australia, you want to go motorbike riding in the Western US, you want to go on a cruise somewhere, multiple things. I mean, there is no limit to what you can do with yourself when you have the opportunity to do so. And now is the time, because you only go around one time. It's a one-time ride, kids. Get with the program here. BW says, Coyote, yep. Stark Sisters, Uncle Bruce, is the time to start buying. Mondu, if ATIP goes to zero, does it mean the shares will be free? Laughing out loud. Nick, Karen just made the moolah right on. Alex, which one of you has a stink bid in on GameStop? $10 expiring Jan 25. I see you. Vivash, the sound of chewing is music to my ears. Love it is a bagel channel. Coyote, I started testing the waters on poor man covered calls using one call on SoFi and see how it worked. It is fine, but just not big enough of a difference between 100 shares versus one deep in the money call. Well, on SoFi, of course. GameStop, though, I love poor man covered calls on that, says Coyote. There you go. Robert, would you buy Matterport down here or wait? I would be buying. Willie, GM, good morning, everybody. Coyote, if I can acquire a couple more GameStop leaps, I think I will be truly set. Bobby, just be glad it's not soup. Splair, for leverage day trading, I love personally to buy Matterport down here. For call writing, it'll probably be a great opportunity as well. At least we're still near the last low of the year. Vivash, Gaudy, I am still on the fence due to the fact that I am not comfortable with margin. But poor man couple call strategy is a no-brainer. BW question. So how many calls of ATIP could this crew on here have ready to go when it runs someday? Gauging ownership of our channel's piece of the flow. I have no idea. Robert, fun to know how many ATIP crew hold. Do any of you have an estimate? Splair, let me correct myself. For a long buy to close trade, because it's not a day trade, when I buy a leverage Matterport with 150 units to close it at 4 to 5 after a while. Coyote, I only use margin to assist with rolls. And when I roll, I'm taking in credit. So at the bare minimum, the margin debt gets instantly wiped away, or I'm left with a credit. I don't hold margin debt. I just use it to get my calls back, and I write my new calls for more money. And there you go. Coyote, Alex, we're back to all bidding against each other on those January 25s, 2025. JJ, Coyote, SoFi, Jan 2020, $1 calls versus shares. Coyote, JJ, go shares. Coyote, it's not worth it on SoFi at these prices. There you go. And we're now up 109 on the Dow. No manipulation going on here. Mind you, let's be fair to this market. We dropped 900 points in the last two sessions. And so to have a 100-point rally during the day would not be unreasonable. It looks like right now we're rallying about, well, one indicator is 107 and the other one is 58. So I don't know who to believe here. I have no idea which is accurate. You guys know yourselves what these markets are really doing right now. 86-point gain, I guess, somewhere in the middle. You have to determine for yourselves, what your, end game is going to be here. Do you want to use margin to assist in poor man cover call writing? Or you don't need it. You have a margin account, but you never go into a red. You never go red. You always have cash on hand. You buy back your calls with cash you have, and then you turn around and you write new calls for even more cash, and you build your position a little further, acquire a poor man covered call additionally, but you don't use up all the cash doing so. I mean, however you want to do it. That's the thing about doing this. There's no one set rule. So flexible. I love it. See what's going up. U.S. distillate stockpiles are up 6.2 million barrels. Gas supplies seem to be higher right now. Oil is up 30 cents a barrel at $74.55. Okay. Financial mischief, 210 rights over here if somebody wants to really tally them on ATIP. Nick, Robert, I have 2,000 ATIP, buying a bit each day until it's over 50. I don't know what this means, 50 cents. I'm going to keep buying until they have 50 cents a share. Okay, Alex, I'm not buying today, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we can avoid front running each other. Coyote, I'd love some way to sum up the share totals for this group on SoFi, Spire, and ATIP. Coyote, the thing I like about Spire, one, space stuff. Two, lots of fun, positive news and contracts with NASA. There you have it. Yeah, they've got government contracts. They're pretty solid. I like the company too. Someday the market will figure it out. Hopefully that'll happen on ATIP one day. 30.8 cents on ATIP. 30.8, down 2.2 cents. Tesla down to 173.30, down 6.52. SoFi 428, down 4. Apple at 141.26, down 165. GameStop 22.73, down 66 cents. The low of the day 22.59. We're within 15 cents of the low of the day here. Jay boy, I got 10,000 ATIP. Nick, can we make a self-report spreadsheet on the Discord? Coyote, it's just nice to see good news coming in on a stock in the midst of all this bad news. Coyote, Nick, I suppose it would have to rely on the honor system, though. Mandu, 3,100 ATIP at 52 cents is my average now. There you have it. The lower, the better. 77-point gain on the Dow. Still red everywhere. GameStop down 63, ATIP down 2.1. Tesla down 660, SoFi down 4.6 cents, Apple down 161, HBQ down 38 cents to 27.92, Amazon down 54 cents. Home Depot's got a gain of 257, but Cisco's down 33, Netflix down 190. Pfizer having a good day, 50.79 up 108, IBM down 54 cents, Microsoft down 153, Vanik down 126, Adobe down 367, Goldman Sachs up 107, but Google down $1.80, Boeing down 165, Moderna holding a 335 gain, Facebook 113.49, down 56 or so now, ME down a half a penny, Rocket Lab down 3.5, Matterport down 2.5. SmartRent at 230, up 9.5 cents. Spire up down 2 cents at 122 even. Cyxtera down 8 cents. Royal Caribbean down 74. There you go. Not much else to report after that. Let's see. The Dow up 60 at the moment. 2278 on GameStop. Now 2276. Let's go. Robert, I got 3,200 ATIP. Lame Duck, I got 3,200 ATIP. Dude, I'm at 4,000 ATIP. I'm aiming for 10,000. Robert, how do I get on the Discord? Untamed Viking, 4,600 ATIP. Robert, if you want to get onto Discord, send me a private message. Say, Bruce, I'd like to get on that Discord group. I will then send you over to one of my viewers who can get you on there with the right connection. And then you can join the party over there. Okay. So we have a couple of steps here to make sure that the folks coming in really want to be in and are not trolls. And, the usual. So Robert, send me an email, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. The link is down below. You'll know it. It's there. Vilbus, 2,200 ATIP. Lame Duck, I got 9,200 of the SPACs. Double D, 10,000 ATIP. Little Chaos, got 15,000 of them at $1 average. Richard, 2,200 ATIP for me. Robert, thumbs, super, got it. Thank you. We got ATIP here. Yeah, of course. At these prices, at 30.9 cents a share, let's pick it up. Let's take over this company. And control the vote. Why not? Whatever. I don't know. I'm frustrated by it, but down here, I think it's a definite scoop. It's been a scoop since 50-odd cents. Peek it, grab it. Just grab it. I don't know what the volume on the day is. I couldn't get it earlier. Show now 289,000 shares. Low of the day, 30 cents. It's 30.9 right now on 289,000 shares. So it's not a lot of dollars. I mean, 1/3 of $1 on 280,000 shares. What's that, 90 grand? It's not a lot going in there. IR Aaron, 2,100 of ATIP. Coyote, scooping it. Iron, I've been buying 100 ATIP every day. Just been buying up another 100, another 100. Well, what is it, $30? 10 shares is $3. 100 is 30, $31, $32 a day. There you go. 100 shares a day for $30 a day. Just buying them up, buying them up. If a bunch of you could buy, 500 to 1,000 shares every day, we would corner this free trading market. We'd corner it. We'd buy it all up. There would be no free trading stock that anyone else could get their hands on, because you guys would just sit back and go, give me $2. I'll give it back to you. Maybe more than that. Thank you very much. That's it. We've got Splayer. I only have 400 ATIP. I'm looking forward to getting an 800 when it's really going lower than 30 cents. Otherwise, I buy only 20 to go with 420 units. That's my plan here. I don't know if you're going to get that much time, but at the moment, we're here at 31.4 now on down 1.6 cents. That's it. It's down here in the low 30s. But I am convinced there has been a seller shorting it. I am convinced of it. I can't prove it. I can only give you my hunch. But this trading pattern is reminiscent of someone driving the price down on purpose, trying to put the company into default with the New York Stock Exchange. And there will come a point in time where this individual will get their butt handed to them, because the buy wave will take them out and force them to buy in. The broker will buy them in because they can't keep borrowing it, and it runs. And through $1 a share, like nothing, like hot knife through butter. We're up now 0.2 of a penny on ATIP, 33.2 cents a share. Just saying, Mr. Premium of the option 2200. I think Flint Creek Soap has a bunch. She's always buying this stuff. Mirko, hey, Uncle Bruce, I got 30 GameStop 25 January 23s, which I'm up on right now. Would you buy back and roll into 22.5 same date for $1 more? Okay, so you wrote 30 calls for January 2023. All right. And you're thinking about writing 22.5s, the stock now 22.87, and bringing in another $1, which would bring you $3,000 additional. What do you think? There's the question. Well, I mean, timing wise, no problem there. You got till January. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. You're up on this, of course, because you wrote them at a higher price and they've come down. That's an obvious. They're out of the money, so that's cool. Let me take a look at these. Let's see. Should I wait on earnings? The 25s are at 250. The 22.5s, 2250s are 350. What do you think? What do you think I should do? So, 2250s for 3.5. What about? Let me take a look at something else here. Here we go. What about the idea of writing February 23.75s? They're out of the money, 90 cents. You're looking at a 370 to 405 bid ask. Can you get 4 for them? If you could get $4 for 23.75s for Feb, that might be a move that you could take a move for. That'll move you up $1.50 for a month further down, but not as far down on strike. Look into that, maybe see if that works for you. That might be the other option that you have, another choice you can make. Okay. Never a dull moment here. 22.98 right now, low of 22.59, high of 23.61. All right. Flint Creek, I do bid not as much as many of you, but I have some. Z Estate, number 181, Bruce. Thank you, my friend, for that thumbs up. We have 19 to go to hit 200. Flint Creek, I have a couple of thousand. Lately, I have interest in collecting NVIDIA, as I believe that stock will jump significantly next year. Fingers are crossed. Mirko, okay, thanks, will do. Splair, when it runs, I'm fine, and I'll buy more Spire. At least it's for me like a time machine for money. I throw it away to see something after half a year or later, hopefully back. Bobby Atkinson, I have 1,000 ATIP. Splair, or even later, imagining writing calls near 5 on ATIP after 2 years. Wouldn't that be something? 92-point gain on the Dow. Let's hang on here a second. What we got going here? We're up 1.33 on S&P. We're down 53 on Nasdaq. Nasdaq has not improved yet. Oil is now negative. We're down 38 cents a barrel. 73.87. The drip continues there. GameStop 23.13, trying a little rally right now. We get these from time to time. ATIP 31.6. We're back down 1.4 cents after a little pop there. 360,000 volume now on ATIP. Tesla 174.01, down 581. SoFi is up half a penny, 433, up 1.8, 433.8. SoFi is up 1.8 cents today. 7.4 million, really quiet on SoFi. But lack of selling might be the reason it's rising. With only 7.6 million and now up on the day, there is nothing for sale here to stop it. All of a sudden, we may have bottomed out. Maybe on SoFi, maybe. Could it be? We'll see. Apple 141.27 now. HPQ down 40, 27.91. Amazon up 23 cents. Home Depot up 3.42. Cisco down 25. Pfizer up 94. IBM down 55. Microsoft down 33. Manic down 30. The Dow all gaining 91 at the moment, with a 4-point S&P gain. Nasdaq down 33. That's where we're at right now. Let's see. Available. I just wrote a January 20 GameStop 23.75 for 301 for January. BW just adding what was listed. 71,700 ATIP, but no our whales on this channel. I haven't weighed in with others. Dude, I was treated very well by NVIDIA over the last few years. I sold out, but it's still a very high performer. You may be right, Flint Creek, on that one. Okay. And we're at 23.15 on GameStop. ATIP 31.6 is where we're at right now. Okay, everybody. We're past our time here. Thank you for joining me this morning. We've got thumbs ups now. How are we doing? Are we reaching 200? We have 187 thumbs ups. We're 13 short of 200 thumbs ups. Is it possible that some of you could help out with that thumbs up meter of mine? Could you help get me over the mark? We have watching right now 192 folks here. We need 12 more thumbs ups. 188 are in. We need 12 more to get to 200. If this is possible, please hit the thumbs up right now for me. I got 191 now, 9 left to go, and we will have our 200 number yet again because of you incredible viewers. 7 to go, 193. Thank you. It's great to have you here, and I appreciate this very much. 196 now. Thank you. Karen saying, I used to have NVIDIA, but then sold out too. Now I have AMD, but I want NVIDIA back. Jen Doe, I have 25,000 ATIP. Flint Creek, thank you. I trust my instincts. Kevin, Robert Benson, great to be back. Karen, sorry, I'll miss the afternoon show, doing an appointment. Touch grass. Calls on Flint Creek. Dude, let's go, baby. Give that guy thumbs ups. Splair, thanks again for the effort you invest into our group, Uncle Bruce, and you all have a successful day and enjoy the break. Coyote, see you all later on. We now have 200 thumbs ups. Here they are. They have come in yet again, guys. Thank you for breaking that barrier. Seems to be getting harder every day as we continue to work away here on the channel. Thank you, though, for those of you who are able to hit that thumbs up for us. It means a lot, especially you on reruns. You rerun watchers, I know you guys throw me thumbs ups, and I appreciate it. 202 now are in here, and we will get more after the show is over. But I love hitting 200 on this show during the telecast itself. That means a lot. Thank you. Touchgrass, thumbs ups to you, buddy. Flint Creek, with government incentives for chips, I see a bright future. It's going to be interesting. The Dow holding a 142 gain right now. Little recovery bounce. See how much there is of it. We're up 11 on S&P. We're down 5.8 on NASDAQ. It is slowly coming along. Oil down 18 cents. We're at 23.21, 23.22 on the GameStop shares. The high of the day registered this morning at 23.61. So we're about 40 cents away from that. I don't know if we'll get there, but we could. Splair, I bet some of the viewers are already looking for Christmas presents. And Splair, thumbs ups. Thank you. Let's see. What else is up here? What's going on? ATIP 31.6 cents a share. Tesla 174.84. SoFi now up 4.5 cents. 436.5 approximately on SoFi. A little more of an improvement. We're now up to 8.2 million traded. SoFi has a little bit of a pop going right now. Apple down 89 cents. HPQ down 31 to $28 even. Right on, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Dave the Mac guy, I never chat much because I'm working, but I do watch every show. Even sign out, thumbs ups, and sign into thumbs ups again. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dave. You're awesome, pal. Appreciate it. All right, guys, have yourselves a great rest of your morning. Join me today at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the final hour today. And then join me again tonight, 8 o'clock. Prime time with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members. Join us for that if you can. I appreciate all of you. Flint Creek, last chance, kids. Filling orders daily. Get some freebies. Come shopping, says Flint Creek. So who cares, says Dave the Met Guy. Can you create more thumbs ups that way? Richard, neat, and neat. Dave the Met Guy, yep. Who cares, says, oh, wait, multiple accounts. Got it. John Anderson. Thanks, everybody. All right, guys. I'll catch you this after 3 Eastern. And we'll finish this market off together. Okay, guys? And then we'll watch for GameStop's earnings after the bell. And then tonight, 8 o'clock, we'll be talking about it. All right. I'll see you guys later today. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.